And turning back to the United States now, where the deaths of at least 150 people in 6 states are being attributed to Helene. President Biden plans to survey the damage in North Carolina tomorrow, following the bleak assessment from the state's governor.
We know that the devastation brought by Hurricane Helene is beyond belief. Communities were wiped off the map. Dozens of lives lost. Hundreds of roads remain damaged or impassable. Communication has been difficult due to cell phone and power outages.
Volunteers have fanned out in North Carolina, knocking on hundreds of doors in an effort to find missing residents.
Yesterday, our volunteers with the Register of Deeds knocked on more than 300 doors to do wellness checks on community members whose loved ones have reported that they haven't heard from them or asked us to check on. We're still very much in active search and rescue. We're reaching out and trying to find those individuals who have still trapped in their homes.
Supplies are being delivered by air, truck, and even mule to hard-hit Asheville and its nearby mountain towns. Several main routes into Asheville are washed away or blocked by mudslides. The city's water system is severely damaged. And for a closer look at the relief efforts taking place in North Carolina, we bring in Monsignor Patrick Winslow from the Diocese of Charlotte. Monsignor, thank you for making the time for us today, considering everything that's going on. Can you give us a perspective on the size and the scope of the affected area inside of your diocese?
Well, for us, the impacted area includes 44 churches, more than half the counties that constitute Western North Carolina, the Diocese of Charlotte. And that's an enormous amount of territory. The territory all the way above Atlanta, moving a little more eastward toward Asheville. We have a large footprint in that region. The impact has been extremely difficult to process, in large part because we've had such limited and sketchy contact with people because the communication lines have been out, with the cell towers down, with roads being blocked, with bridges being out. So we've been communicating ever since the storm passed us in the hours of noon, 1 o'clock on Friday, making some contact with some people who've been reflecting really how tragic and how difficult circumstances are. And from that moment on, we've been mobilizing, getting our resources out to those people who are in need, basic things. Diapers, baby food, water, things of that nature.
And I know that you have launched an online appeal to help folks there. Talk to us a little bit more about that and what's been the response so far?
So people are tremendous. They're actually calling our offices, wanting to know how they can give. We're going to be having a special second collection this upcoming Sunday at Masses. We have our websites, which are available, our Catholic Charities of Diocese of Charlotte website, which you can also get there through our charlottediocese.org website. So people are able to come to the Diocese of Charlotte in several different ways and be able to make donations, where we will make sure that those resources are brought to bear on the circumstances that the people are facing right now.
Yeah, and it's so hard to believe. I mean, we see the images on TV or maybe online, but it's nothing like you see in person. And I know the devastation can really be a challenge on a person's faith during this time. How do you approach the emotional and spiritual side with the faithful as they're going through all this? And in grieving processes, many lives have been lost as well.
It's a heartache, especially when people who are at a distance have their loved ones, their friends, and they can't reach them. They can't make contact with them. I mean, that's extremely difficult. Then you have the people that are there who've lost loved ones already. That's very disorienting, and it's hard to make sense of. And then, of course, you have the unknowns. We have a number of people where their identities are we have their identities, but we don't know exactly where they are. And so we're not sure if they're safe or if they're in harm's way or by something worse has happened. And so this is just an extremely difficult position to be in. You know, as I reflect upon it from a spiritual perspective, I mean, my first thought is, in the midst of all this tragedy and difficulty, how through ordinary events of life on a regular day, the most important things that matter always seem to hide in plain sight. But as we confront these challenges, this darkness, these difficulties, how the things that matter the most start to come out of the shadows, loving our neighbor, relying on God, asking God for his grace and his help, just recognizing how frail we all are. And those things, I think, are inspiring our communities, inspiring the faithful of Western North Carolina and the Diocese of Charlotte. And we're beginning to make some real inroads and bringing resources to bear. And we begin to see how the strength of faith is being able to really give people that hope that they need.
Yeah, we definitely need that hope, and we're praying for everyone. Monsignor, before I let you go, can you just give that information again for people who maybe want to help out?
Certainly. So the diocesan website is charlottediocese.org. We also have Catholic Charities of Charlotte. You can link to it from the charlottediocese.org website. Those two locations, those two websites, are where we are receiving online gifts and donations to get resources to the people who need it.
Yeah, it's so important. Monsignor, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about this and praying for everyone down there in the Charlotte area, for sure. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.